Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio in the Seablock mod. I have this somewhat stable. It's working fairly well. Pretty much, this unit's the same. I just kind of tightened everything up a little bit. We are now running 2 filtration units. And as you can see, I've got bottleneck installed. Several of you had requested that I put that on there, or had suggested it. I knew about it. I tend to... I don't know why I don't like the mod. It's noisy. It's very, very noisy. But I understand it. It'll help you point out my mistakes a lot easier. So anything I can do to help. But yeah, you can see that this unit down here doesn't run all the time. That's because one of these slag machines can't run 2 of these. But it works. It works. It works. This one doesn't run all the time, but it does run. And these 2 units right here can support 3 of these machines. I had 4 going, and this one would run every now and then. It just wasn't very often. And like as you can see now, we do have a little bit of a buildup of sludge in there. So if we turn it on, though, it'll burn through it real quick, and then we won't have enough to have 4 machines. So probably leaving the 4th machine on there would work, but yeah, I mean it's fine. Yeah, and that's going over here into the sorting facility. I'm moving the slag over. I'm just turning that into landfill right now. This is not permanent, by the way. Not at all. And we've got a couple of belts out here sorting this stuff and smelting it down. We don't technically need these 3 furnaces here. Just 2 works, but I had a 3rd one there because I had a whole bunch of excess stuff that I was throwing in there, and it was causing the belt to back up. This is fairly stable, though. It looks like it's stable on sulfur, and that's working out good. The one thing it is not stable on is purified water. We do have to bring that in from the outside, and I'm bringing it in over here, and basically what I did was just set this salt water over to a clarifier, or saline water. So that will produce all the time. And I didn't put any valves or anything on there. It hasn't been a problem. I don't know if it will be. I don't think it will be. Probably should, though. But yeah, so this is all calculated. This is all working. It's all stable and working fine. However, I would like to get a lot more out of this. And I was using spreadsheets to calculate all this stuff, and it's very error-prone. And then once you get into... different crafting speeds, like this is a 1.5, this is a 1.5, these guys right here are like 1.75, and there was something that was a 1, right? What was a 1? I don't remember. It's not important, but yeah, no, it starts to get a little bit crazy. This mod pack comes with Hell mod installed, and that's this little button up here that says Planner, and it took me a little while. I'd actually tried to use this when I started doing this, and it confused me. But I think I understand it now. At least I hope I do. And that's what's we'll just see. Okay, so I told it that I wanted to create the sapphirite ore through this process right here, through the crystallization process. It asks you for the rate that you want. Basically, this 3 right here means 3 every second. And it's all time-based, and I guess the one criticism I have, I hate to criticize stuff before I've used it too much, but why I find this not optimal, why I gave up on it before is... there are times when I care about the rate, but sometimes there's not. I don't care about the rate. I don't care about the rate here. I care about the number of machines. And I know that one of these can support 2 of these. So I want to put in 2 here, or 2, 4, something like that. Some nice round even number. And I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if you can. I don't think so. What I had to do is I had to calculate 3 a second based on the number of machines I wanted and their production time for the recipe, as well as their crafting speed, which, okay, I'm done ranting. Anyway, what I've got is I've got this set up for 8 machines. That's what I want, and so I did 3 a second in order to make that happen. And this gives us the inputs and outputs, and you can actually expand this block out and add machines for the whole process to figure out how much you need. So for 8 crystallizers, we need 4 filtration units. We're going to need 3 liquefiers, making slag slurry. And I'm currently making the slag slurry in a chemical plant because that's where I found the recipe. However, according to this, you can make it in a liquefier as well. And the number of machines is the same, but look at the power usage. 642 kilowatts as opposed to 375. So that's why I use the liquefiers here. I think it's a 1.75 crafting speed as opposed to a 1.5 crafting speed. But, you know, if this number stays the same, I'm golden. And then we have all of our fluids down here, as well as our charcoal filters, all this. We just need 1 unit here for those. So basically, what that's meaning to me is that one of these units right here can support 3 of these machines, 4 of these machines, and 8 of these. Which is the number ratio that I was looking for. And what's interesting is if we go back to the production line here, this tells us it'll output 3 sapphire ore a second, as well as 12 mineralized water. It's telling us we're also doing sulfuric waste water and sulfur, but I think that's a problem. I had to go through and manually tweak this percentage. And actually, we could probably... What if it was like 5.5? Would that make that go away? No, now it went back up. There's like some kind of a floating point error going on in there. What if we did like 6.5? Yeah, no, it's just there. I'm considering that to be breaking even, right? I think it's unless it's off 0.1, then we're going to be at a big mess. But anyway, then that requires charcoal. This is for the filters. It's going to require the oxygen, which comes from our electrolyzers, and purified water. This is the water that minus the water that is being created in the process. Right here, I'm assuming this is getting calculated into the ratio. And 7.5 slag a second, which by an astounding coincidence is the belt speed of this guy right here. 7.5 items a second, which is pretty good, pretty great. I think this ratio is going to work out well. So we can take in... I made it where that wouldn't close, because it kept closing whenever I went to go reference things. So if we get a full belt of this guy coming in, we can support 3 of these machines, 4 of those, and 8 of these ore makers. And that sounds like a pretty exciting thing to me. So I am going to spend this episode making that so. I think that is a very good use of our time. All right, so I built some additional electrolyzers and things like that because I want to rework some things up here and see if we can't make this make a little bit more sense, as well as expand it out. All right, so this setup's been working out really well for us so far, but I want to make some changes to it. I want to take out all of these guys, and I want to rework this because I want to work... there's some valves that we can do to change that process, and I think that is something I want to look into. Let's see. This is currently going down, so I think we should leave it. I don't want to put our flare stacks over here. What I want to do is come over here to this end and expand this out a bit. If you recall from the episode where we set this up, this actually isn't enough machines to give us a full belt of items. We're going to need some more. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Yeah, we'll just fill that up. And let's see. Let's put it down here. Let's get one more machine. running this process so that we actually get a true full belt. And that will be hooked up there. That'll be hooked up there. And you will be hooked up there. And you'll need power. Okay, so this belt is going to come on down. And do something like this, where that gets on both sides of the belt. Because we got an odd number of machines, and I'm hoping those will alternate in a way such that they'll fill both sides of the belt, and that should give us our full belt of slag coming out there. All right, that is good, and I want to set these flare stacks up here in this negative space that we have. Yeah, let's just move you up there, and I think we had 2 of them on the oxygen, and 1 of them, or 2 of them on the hydrogen, and 1 of them on the oxygen. Okay, so that should all be hooked up, except it's not. All right, there we go. And I'm not sure that we have oxygen actually, or hydrogen hooked up to both sides. And I'm not all that convinced that we have this one hooked up to both sides either. So let's do that. And that loses your power pole. We can get it right there, though. All right, and let's take a look. Where were the valves? Here's the valves. Non-return valve, check valve, can be connected to a wire, allows one directional flow, allows flow if the input side is above 80%. Top up, allows flow if the output side is below 80%. Converts, okay, I think we want these overflow valves. And one right there, and one right there. And that should allow this section of pipe here to get up to 80%. And once it goes over, it's gonna flare that off. So we always have this little reserve in here. Same thing for you guys. All right, yeah, that's good. And that should give us a full belt coming out. You know what? Let's see. Can we just tack onto the end of this? That right there. And that can get this water pump on the back side as well. Just trying to move all this stuff to the back. I don't know if that's going to be an advantage or not, but it feels like hiding all the... Oh, we can't do that. Let's throw it right there. Yeah, we have all this stuff. You know what? Let's put all that stuff up here. All the maintenance stuff up there. There we go. Guys getting water, you're running, you're fine. These are backing up, but I think it's backed up because we weren't getting a full line. This, in theory, should be giving us a full belt of things. as well as making sure that our oxygen is in a good spot for sending down to doing that stuff. All right, I think that's good. All right, and that should give us a full belt going down. Now, why aren't you moving? Oh, it's because you're out of carbon, or you're out of charcoal. Yeah, that's the one flaw in the system here. Let's see, we can pick up some of this, and I think this guy right here likes to back up. Yeah. Do you like to back up too? Yes, you do. It's one of their favorite things to do. All right, yeah. Getting the charcoal back in there will get that system. It's virtually hands-free with the exception of the charcoal. We'll have to do something about that. All right, so this looks good to me. We want to... I want to now take this... and... basically... duplicate it. Okay. All right, and I think they can actually share the same water pipes on that end, but they won't be able to on the back end here, and that's fine. And we're going to need a ton more pipes, but we do have all of our liquefiers. We're going to need belt. Let's go ahead and get that started. Pipes we may be good for, but we do need some more flare stacks. And actually, you know what? We may be able to make it where we can combine these both into a single flare stack unit. So before we go building flare stacks, let's do that. And we're missing... Oh, I don't think I had the extra one there in the calculation. So let's make 2 more of those. I'll probably need some inserters as well. Didn't get enough undergrounds after all. Boy, I tell you what, I'm going to start getting like a little bit more careful with my underground belt usage because, man, these things are expensive. You guys are out of fuel. Grab another big handful of carbon here. And let's see, let's do a refuel on all of these guys. Yeah, these guys have just been backing up. This is where that third furnace comes in, is I have to come through and grab those backups every now and then. And then I just take them and throw them in here. And here. Oh, you're out of fuel down there too, Mr. Copper Smelter. What are you out of? Charcoal. It's right there, man. Yeah, we don't want this, we don't want that backing up. Alright, so I was wanting to come up here. And let's see, let's take these out. Let's take that valve out too. Are we going to be able to get this up there? Okay, so there's the oxygen. That'll get it up there. So we'll just have to bring that up a little bit. All right, and let's see, the two aren't connected power-wise. Apparently you guys aren't connected power-wise either. Oh, I was missing a power pole right there. Let's see, inserters. All the underground's in place. All right, and all we have to do is get these guys back here. Let's do this smarter. There. 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 There, and we should only be missing one right here then. All right, but I do know for a fact that this is not going to be enough water to support these because I think the magic number was 24, if I recall correctly. So we'll go ahead and throw another pump up here just for good luck. Okay, that'll help with that. And let's see, is that going to, are you guys going to be able to burn this stuff fast enough? Hmm. And it looks like you guys are maintaining that. You guys, not so much. Well, we'll probably be using a lot more oxygen here in the near future, so we have that. All right, boy, did we just get rid of a whole bunch of landfill? I think that we did. Let's go ahead and fill this in. And let's see if we have some more. Oh, we got a ton more. Because one thing I would like to do before wrapping this up is to go ahead and do this expansion again. And get some of these out of the way. 4, 5, 6. That group right there, I think. Yes. Oh, and that frees up a lot of nice room here. Oh, did I do an extra one? I did an extra one, didn't I? Oh, well, I'll fix that in between episodes. Actually, you know what I'll do is I will take all of this and move it up one. Give us that extra space there. Okay, so this is exactly what I want. What I would like to do is take this and move it down to its own line, and actually take you, Mr. Big Guy, up here. And this will be just kind of like our miscellaneous one. Dedicated to landfill, feeding all the fuel guys, as well as getting stuff like stone and things like that. All right, it looks like we're not producing at a fairly good rate, and I think it's because we've got way too much oxygen gas here. Let's see, can we make a flare stack? All of a sudden I can't remember where those are. They're right here. Yeah, we can make all kinds of flare stacks. What are you talking about? Let's move this. Let's take that down to here. No, that was working fine before. Let's not change it now. Okay, that's how we do that right there. Okay, we just get you powered. There we go. Now having the 2 flare stacks on the oxygen, I would imagine if the hydrogen can keep up, and apparently it can't because it's not plugged in. Okay, you guys should be fine now. All right, and that should be that. That should give us, let's see, are we getting a full belt out of here yet? Electricity! Electricity. Oh boy, it's always something, isn't it? All right, so in between episodes, I'll adjust power. We'll add a couple more of these. I'll get this all adjusted back up. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get those built. Oh, no, 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 not whatever those are. That's not what I wanted at all. 3. Yeah, no burner generators. Thank you very much. We want steam engines. All right, so yeah, we'll get that. I'll get the power running in between episodes, and in the next episode, we'll expand this out into a full setup that should be capable of smelting out an entire row of this slag. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good one.